Hi, in this video I want to talk about the land between. Join me in this prayer. May God visit you with grace in your season of transition. I pray that the barren landscape of trial will become the fertile soil of new growth. May our gracious God revive your spirit and restore your laughter. May you find him in your pain and trust him in your waiting. May the one who redeems all things meet you powerfully as you journey through the land between. Amen. The land between is that place that many of us find ourselves in or have found ourselves in this past year. It comes after you've been going down your road for a while, and there's an interruption, there's an ending, there's an event, there's a change that happens. And what happens is you don't automatically then start onto a new path. You enter into this space, this desert-like experience called the land between. Jeff Manion wrote an excellent book called The Land Between that I read a few years ago that still has influence in how I think about this space between the journey that was and the journey that I will eventually be on. It's a place of loneliness. It's the place where the Israelites, after leaving Egypt, grumbled and complained and wished they were back here, even though back here was no better. And they had lost sight of where they were going. This land between is a desert-like place. And we have two options in this land between. We can either go the direction of the grumbling Israelites, poor me, whining. Do you want a little cheese with that? We can become bitter, we can become resentful, or we can see this space as an opportunity where God's transforming work can actually happen. In this in-between time, when pain comes into our lives, it can be God's megaphone to get our attention. It can be God's way of rounding off and sanding off some of those rough edges. This past year has been I'm living in this land between. My wife got sick with cancer early in the year, passed away on May the 14th. And I've been in this lonely place. This place that has included sadness and memory and tons of processing, asking for God's comfort and strength. And I want to state for the record, if you will, that I have been transformed in many ways in this land between. I'm not here yet. And many of you can relate to being here. You've had losses this year. You've had setbacks. You've had disappointments, lost dreams. You've lost loved ones. This place, this land between, can be the place where God does a deeper work in you and in me. And he also, in congregations, creates these spaces between where a congregation was and where they're going to be, where his transforming work can actually be happening. And so it's up to us as leaders to help those we lead. First of all, we have to help ourselves. But as we catch a vision for God's transforming work in the land between, then he can take us to those places where there's fruit, there's purpose. There's purpose here, and then there's purposeful living here. As we embrace, as we welcome the land between as God's way of doing that deeper work in our lives, and a lot can happen. So I leave you with that thought. Let me read that prayer one more time. That powerful prayer that I think can be God's prayer, our prayer to God together. So pray with me one more time. God, may you visit us with grace in our season of transition. And I pray that the barren landscape of trial will become the fertile soil of new growth. Lord, may you, our gracious God, revive our spirit and restore our laughter. May we find you in our pain and trust you in our waiting. And Lord, may you, the one who redeems all things, meet us powerfully as we journey through the land between. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment and share this with someone else. Thanks and have a great day.